Hey guys, Levelcap here, and welcome to This Week in Gaming, your weekly news recap on everything going on in the world of video games. And this week, Battlefield 6 players took matters into their own hands regarding the game's lack of large maps. Rockstar delayed Grand Theft Auto 6 again, a point-and-click adventure game is blowing up the sales charts, and much more. When it comes to Battlefield 6's lack of large-scale maps, some players are fed up and have the tools to actually make a difference. Barely a week after launch of the game's Battle Royale mode, the community is segmenting up the RedSec map in Portal to create big maps for the game's classic modes. One project, called Clubhouse, offers multiple 64-player conquest variants spread around the golf club area of the map. The game's lead producer, David Serlin, acknowledged the need for bigger maps, saying in a response to a post asking for more large maps that DICE are moving in that direction for sure. There's actually been a pretty interesting surge of iconic map recreations in Portal, with some recent highlights for me being Zeba Tower and a work-in-progress version of Grand Bazaar. In other BF6 news, DICE announced several changes coming to the game this week. They're currently working on overhauling challenges and assignments to make them easier to complete. A server-side update is live now with over 90 adjustments, including large reductions across class, weapon, and mode tasks. Examples include Assault 2's spawn beacon requirement cut from 50 deploys to 5, support to revise from 200 to 60. All weapon damage assignments reduced from 10,000 to 3,000, conquest wins per tier standardized to 2, and several expert/master goals tuned to match typical round performance. More adjustments are planned for future updates. And this certainly is a new side of DICE that we are seeing, considering that in Battlefield 5 we had some of the most ludicrous assignments that never got updated. More changes coming to the game include lock-guided MR missiles on the infantry fighting vehicle have been disabled temporarily while the studio addresses countermeasure inconsistencies. Bots are being reintroduced to verified experiences in Conquest, Breakthrough, and Rush with guardrails. Each mode now supports up to 12 bots. If bot backfill is on, matches need 8 human players to start and can fill up to 6 bots per team. If backfill is off, 20 human players are required. Bots grant reduced XP while human player XP remains at 100%. Currently, if bots are enabled, player stats will not see gains or losses such as hours played, kill-death ratio, and total revives. This is a known bug, and DICE are working on fixing it. Rockstar is having a very interesting week, to say the least. They announced a major delay for Grand Theft Auto 6, pushing the game back from May 2026 to November 19th, 2026. The 6-month delay is happening to further polish the launch experience for the game. Also this week, Rockstar reportedly fired about 34 employees across its UK and Canadian studios. Allegedly, they used Discord to leak sensitive information. According to a post on GTA forums by an anonymous Rockstar employee, the dismissed workers, many involved in a IWGB backend union effort, were told they were terminated for gross misconduct on Discord without evidence or explanation. The Discord server was allegedly for union organizing and included IWGB union officials. The post characterizes the firings as an attempt to keep union numbers below a recognition threshold and says they include very senior and leadership level developers. A point-and-click adventure game has rocketed up the sales charts this week. Dispatch launched to widespread critical praise for being a fresh and innovative title, which also features a pretty impressive voice cast, including Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul, Westworld's Jeffrey Wright, and several YouTubers including Moist Critical, Jacksepticeye, Joel Haver, and Alana Pierce. It's currently racked up over 1 million units sold, and that number is likely to keep climbing as new episodes are released. Dispatch was developed by Ad Hoc Studio, which was founded by former Telltale developers that worked on the former studio's mega hits like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. Arc Raiders is drawing scrutiny from players for its expensive paid cosmetics. These items appear in the game store and can be bought in bundles or individually. However, many of those bundles cost more than $20. The pricing has triggered some debate about whether or not paid games should feature such expensive in-game monetization. And while the practice is fairly standard in free-to-play titles, it is less common, or at least less accepted in paid titles. However, in some positive Arc Raider news, the game's first new batch of map conditions is live for the weekend. They are Electromagnetic Storm, in which lightning strikes can damage Arc and the terrain, sometimes leaving odd formations. Then there's Hidden Bunker, which is a contested discovery near the spaceport outskirts, drawing raiders and Arc to high-value loot. And Night Raid on Blue Gate, harder Arc, and the chance for rarer salvage at night. Since launch, the game has sold over 2.5 million copies, grossing revenue over $100 million, with 69% of its player base on Steam, 17% on PlayStation, and another 13-ish% on Xbox. Escape from Tarkov developers say that they have a few tricks up their sleeve to stop cheaters and undesirable elements for the game's upcoming 1.0 launch. Tarkov was subject to a massive cheating controversy a couple of years ago when YouTuber Goat released a video using cheats to show how many cheaters are in the average Tarkov lobby. With Tarkov's 1.0 officially bringing the game to Steam, hopefully the tricks the devs have up their sleeves actually work. Star Citizen's 4.4 update is currently in testing in its public test universe, and it is a major one. This update will add the game's third explorable system, Nyx. And while the system will be in its bare-bones states without any planets, Levski and Delamar stations will be available. Asteroid hangars are also returning with the 4.4 update. These were featured back when Levski was still in Stanton and are a pretty unique change of scenery from the game's typical hangars. Content will be added to Nyx with future updates. Right now, you're pretty much limited to doing space combat missions in the system. Halo Infinite's live service officially ends with its next content update. Operation Infinite launches on the 18th and will be the game's final content update. It'll double earned XP permanently. It also comes with the usual battle pass and cosmetics, plus a new map called Vacancy. Overall, it's a bit sad to see Infinite support coming to an end. It had a very rough start, and despite being a vastly improved experience today, it looked like it was just never able to regain its momentum. Halo Studio says they're moving on from Infinite so they can focus on upcoming titles like the Halo 1 campaign remake. In our final story this week, the upcoming Captain America and Black Panther focused game Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra has been delayed again. The game was revealed last year with an impressive cinematic trailer and a Christmas 2025 release date. However, that date has now slipped a second time and is now expected to launch late in 2026. There's no doubt that a lot of games will be getting their release dates moved around next year to avoid it getting smothered by the Grand Theft Auto 6 launch. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. If you guys are enjoying Arc Raiders as much as I am, well, I made an entire guide covering everything from basic tactics to advanced, and I guarantee you there's at least one thing in there that you don't know about, even if you've already been playing the game a lot. Check out that video here, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.